Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chips Ahoy. It's your boy, Chimpanzee, here once again to talk about One Piece Chapter 1056. Oh my god, guys. Look, yesterday, I'll be honest with you guys, so this new, weird upload schedule that they got going on with the, with TCB and, the different scanlation sites just feels kind of weird. It feels a little bit different from, what they used to be doing, you know? Specifically, they used to upload Thursday nights, and that was kind of a perfect time for me. I, too, like pissing in the stream. In one stream. Yeah, me too, buddy, me too. But yeah, so, the fact that they don't upload the chapter on Thursdays anymore kind of fucks me up. Fucks up my schedule a bit, because I usually have stuff going on Fridays, so it's just a little bit harder for me to get to the chapter on, when it initially comes out. Obviously, I'd like to be, current and relevant and all that shit, but, we do what we gotta do around here. So I promised myself, I just want to make this clear to all you guys, I made a promise to myself that I would do weekly Chips Ahoy streams, which is what these are. If you're new to my streams, hello, my name is Adam, or Chimpanzee, and this show that I do, this One Piece show, where we read the chapter, we discuss the chapter, we just, talk it through with chat, figure out if it's a, if it's a chapter we vibe with, we kind of talk through the ideas, the themes, the things we like about it, the things we don't like about it, our hopes and dreams for the series of One Piece. Because, I've been reading One Piece for, what, a decade, maybe longer now? That's kind of just it's fun to have a discussion, it's fun to do it live, it's fun to get people involved, and, just to kind of have fun with it, right? So, that's what this show is, and I will say that I know Wano is quickly coming to a close. I don't know if this is the last chapter or not. We'll see soon enough. But I will say that I made a promise to myself to do weekly chapter reviews and reactions to One Piece until the end of the Wano arc. Now, and then basically, I promised myself that I would be doing this. And luckily, there's been people who've been coming through consistently. It's not, a hugely successful show, and that's okay. I still have fun doing it. I never did it to, make any cheddar or do anything like that. I just wanted to kind of, share my passion with you guys and just kind of, see if I can, essentially, fill any sort of niche, fill any sort of, I guess, any hole sort of that currently exists in the One Piece community, because I feel like a lot of it is either based around, hype or cynicism. It feels like the One Piece community is really bisected into, we only care about, kind of shitting on the chapter every week and shitting on the direction of the story every week. Robo Sabo, baby, I see you out there. I see you guys out there. The Robo Sabo gang and the Robo Sabo army is going strong. Rude Rich, how you doing? Good to see you back, my man. It's been a minute, I think. And that's because we've been, we haven't been around very much since the break, since One Piece went on break all those weeks ago. The Sabo will robo. Yes, we'll pray that the Sabo will robo. Honestly, I still think, that is still my predominant theory for what happens with Sabo. I do think he probably gets turned into a pacifista. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I could be very wrong, and if I am wrong, I will not pull a Morge. I will not, deny the truth. I will not cope and seethe. I will admit when I am wrong. We'll see what happens, though. But anyway, guys, the reason I bring it up is just that, I'm not sure how soon Wano will be ending. It could be, it could be 8 more weeks of Wano. It just depends on when the groundhog sees his shadow at this point. It's completely up in the air how much longer Wano will be going on for. And I'm here for it. I liked the lore that we ended up getting last chapter. Last chapter I thought was really fun. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it was kind of a bit of an advertisement for Film Red with Shanks showing up. And that weird Uta stuff at the beginning of the chapter. That being said, overall, I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed, the interesting kind of background we got on the country of Wano. That's the kind of lore stuff that I actually really vibe with in One Piece, just kind of learning about the history of the world and the countries and stuff like that. I know Lore Piece has kind of become a bit of a meme these days, specifically with the way people feel. I think there's a predominant sentiment that feels like a lot of the kind of political aspects and lore aspects of One Piece have kind of sort of become a bit like more all-encompassing of the series and have kind of overstepped their bounds, started taking over some of the aspects of, or overshadowing some of the aspects of One Piece that people like more, which is like the adventure, the more shonen-y aspects with like the fights and various kind of cool, character moments and stuff like that. I think Oda is still walking a pretty decent line with that, but I do understand why people would feel that way. It is not lost on me at all. That being said, I really had fun with last chapter. I'm really excited to keep reading and see where all this stuff is going to be going. But that said, I do want to mention that, like I said, my promise to myself was that I was going to do ChipZ Ahoy weekly react, or, basically every time a chapter drops, I was going to do a reaction discussion stream for, basically until the end of the Wano arc. And we're coming pretty close, and it's hard to say how soon it will end. Like we said, it could be another couple weeks. But once the arc is over, it depends on what happens, right? Like if I find that the reception to the show and the quote unquote community, if there are people who want me to continue, I will try to continue doing it weekly. That being said, I am a little bit busier now than I was when I started doing these reactions earlier in the year. So I definitely foresee myself continuing to do my ChipZ Ahoy chapter read-throughs, but I might end up doing it on a more every other chapter or every few chapter basis. Make a poll. I could make a poll if I could figure out how to do that. I'll figure it out in a little bit. But yeah, right now, obviously, we only have a couple people tuning in and stuff like that on a weekly basis. And I don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. Regardless, ChipZ Ahoy will continue. It's just whether it will continue after Wano as a weekly show, or if we'll move to a more bi-weekly or monthly kind of basis where we cover multiple chapters at the same time. That's kind of sort of what's up in the air. It's just the format of the show going forward after the arc of Wano is ending. Obviously, I don't know how much longer Wano will continue for, but you can expect me to continue doing these, weekly streams until the end of the arc. So I just want to let you guys know that there might be a change of format down the line. Obviously, I'll address that more when and if we get to the end of the arc, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about that. Okay, so Sour says, the chapter didn't feel that much like an ad. The ad was related to being relegated to being in front of the chapter. Yeah, I agree with that. I saw some people saying, or kind of describing it as an ad, and frankly, I understand. Even at the end of the chapter, the people at TCB made a joke about it, the I have come to promote Film Red thing. And frankly, Shanks being there in the first place was a little bit cock teasy, as Shanks is the biggest cock tease character in the entirety of One Piece. But, it's fine. It was good to see him regardless. All right, so Sour says, Shanks just happened to be there. That's a good point. Though it's probably not a coincidence with when Oda decided to write a Shanks movie. No, I don't think it's a coincidence, but I'm okay with it. Shanks showing up to do a small thing and then leaving is what Shanks has always done. That is Shanks's MO, to be honest. Rudrich, I'm a Twitch noob, homie. I'm gonna try to make a poll. I'll make one later. If more people show up, I'll make a poll. But we'll address this later. I want to get into the chapter, man. It's been. I've seen one, the only thing I've seen from this chapter, I know nothing. The only thing I've seen is I saw a tweet related to Law on Twitter. I don't know anything about it. It was something about the alliance between him and Luffy, but I don't really know what it was in reference to. And then, because I just skimmed by it, and then I also saw, I think I briefly saw the cover page, or the cover arc page, which I think had Katakuri on it. So I'm excited to get into the chapter. Pretty excited to see if we get Robo Sabo. Did we get Robo Sabo this chapter? Law fucks Robin, yes, as we all expected him to do. I'm glad to see that happening. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this chapter of One Piece, chapter 1056, I don't know the name of the chapter yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So we got the cover of Shonen Jump. We got all of these boys. We got Jujutsu Kaisen man looking like all kinds of fucked up. I'm kind of going back. Like I don't read Jujutsu Kaisen, but I kind of go back and forth on like whether I like the art or not. I'm not really sure how I feel. Like I think it's kind of like a neat style, very angular and like kind of a little bit more. How do I put it? Like not quite as polished, which I do kind of like about it. Yamato is pregnant. Fuck yeah, I hope so. By who, though? By who? Zoro and Luffy finally compare cock sizes while Sanji looks on in jealousy. Doji, how you doing, my man? Good to see you. Holy fucking shit, a chip stream and it's not 3M in Europe. Yes, at long last, right? Finally doing a stream that appeals to, time-wise anyway, appeals to everybody. Unfortunately, normally when I do my streams, I have like my late night streams, I usually have like a drink or two first, just to kind of get myself like loosey-goosey or whatever. But since it's the day, I mean, I do have like a Coca-Cola here, but I'm not drinking, so I might be a little less funny. I mean, I don't know. I could probably be funny without alcohol. Okay, so we got Luffy on the chapter. We got Deku on the chapter. Apparently some shit just went down in My Hero Academia. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil anyone here, but some shit went down. I haven't been reading. Like, I haven't actively read My Hero Academia in a hot minute. It's been a long time. Whew. Okay, so getting into, the commercial before the chapter. We're going to read it, though, with Uta and a bunch of shit happening. So, all right, what's going on? So, Zoro and Luffy finally compare cock sizes, says Sour Lemon, while Sanji looks on in jealousy. Nah, Sanji's cock is also... Nah, actually you're right. So Sanji does this look on in jealousy. Rudra says, JJK is based. I don't know about that, dude, but I'll take your word for it. The stretch style art helps the fights feel way more raw. I do like the manga art. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of the first season of JJK, but I do like the way the manga art looks. Maybe I will give the manga a try at some point down the line. It's not high on my to-do list, but maybe I'll check it out. Boo, get the rum. Okay, I won't lie to you guys. There is a little bit of rum in here. It's like 2 p.m. where I am, so it's okay. It's like a brunch thing. This is a brunch stream. It's fine. Okay. All right, so here we go. 3 issues in a row. Oh, as in there's been no break for 3 weeks. Wow, congrats, Oda. Way to do the bare minimum of what shonen authors do and actually put out 3 issues in a row after taking a 1-month-long break. Congratulations, my dude. You've met the criteria for shonen authorship. Good job. Okay, so here we go. So we got... what was this guy's name? This girl's name? Uta? Uta's her name? Futa? Big cock lady? Or as some were saying in the Potty Discord, there was, or not the Potty Discord, I'm sorry. That was the, what's it called? The Talking Pirates Discord server. We were talking about how because there was a clip going around of her fucking voice, which is so, oh my god, it's so bad. It was her. It was the voice of the actress, I think, who plays her in the English dub. And she was singing a cover of Binks Sake, or Binks's Brew. And oh my god, it was poison. It was like, literally, like, it was death to my ears. Like, I wanted to perish after hearing that. It was so bad. And basically it's just her with like her auto-tuned ass, poppy ass voice singing yo yo, and it's like, god damn it, dude. It's like the worst thing I've ever heard. So we were joking. I forget who I was joking with this about, but we were essentially joking with that that Uta's voice was the ancient weapon Pluton all along, and someone I think wrote her name out, and it's like Uta on, which actually worked out pretty well. Pretty funny. So yeah, so she is secretly Pluton. She's been Pluton the whole time. Good job, Uta, for being an important character after all. The stretch style, okay, moving on. Sour Lemon says, dude, speaking of cool fights, the most recent God of High School chapter was fucking cool as shit. Not gonna lie, I totally skipped the film tie-in page. Yeah, that's fair, dude. I want to skip it, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I actually have never read God of High School. Is it good? Let me know if it's good. Maybe I'll check it out one of these days. Okay, so another one of Uta's songs came to be. Another in the series of specials by Oda that show the origins of Uta's songs. This time it's the lyrics to the world's continuation. So Uta's writing some like heavy lore shit, it sounds like. So things are burning. There's a guy with a pointy sword and a big collar and a pointy head. Or maybe it's just a normal head. But we got a silhouette. Got silhouettes running away from that silhouette. Uta wakes up in a fucking frenzy. She's panting. She apparently had a nightmare. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? And then in this silhouette, tell me if this has any relevance, guys. It looks like Uta is holding onto Shanks' cape, being like, Dad, don't leave me behind. Don't be a deadbeat, Dad, running after Shanks, obviously very distraught that he is going to leave her to her own devices once again, like the deadbeat he is, because we got the deadbeat pirates over here. And she's clearly running away from our boy, Lucky Roo, who is trying to grab her so he can swallow her whole, because he is a hungry, hungry boy, as we've seen. That man is, obviously, this would cause her to have nightmares such as this. So she is freaking out. She's looking out the window. I hate her fucking hair. It still looks awful. God, it looks bad. Jesus Christ. Okay, so she starts digging through the trash can. She's throwing out notes, I guess, like things with different lyrics on it. Just hop on into the trash can, Uta, because that's where you belong, as we know. When I sing that song, it's a prayer that you'll come along. I need you to hear it. I need you to believe it. So she's singing songs so that her father will come back and take her out to sea with her once again. That'll never happen, girl. I'm sorry. Not only has Oda and Shanks forgotten you, you will be shortly forgotten after this movie comes out. Or not only has like the series and Oda forgotten you, your father, Shanks, has forgotten you as well. Is she actually Shanks' daughter? Is that like the plot point? I think I've seen things that imply that online, but I'm not like 100% sure, to be honest. It seems like that's what's being implied. It seems like that's what's being heavily implied. So when I sing that song, it's a prayer that you'll come along. I need you to hear it. I need you to believe it. Let's have faith in our trust. Keep trying to have faith that your father will come back for you. He will not. He will not. You fool. I can hold on as long as I must till again we meet outside a dream. Okay, now getting into the good shit. Moving on. Okay, fuck yeah. So we got these guys, the Germa 4 versus the Mochi Man himself, my boy, Charlotte Katakuri, back again. This is the first time we've fucking seen him, and he's looking fucking great, man. He's got his fucking, what are these called again? The floating donut attacks, where he makes punches, block Mochi come out of the donuts. With hockey on them. And then we got Oven coming in with a fire punch. They're gonna this is gonna be great. I hope we see some of this. So cross skills. So these guys are about to get fucking stomped, I think. I mean, I don't know. These guys are strong. Like, I know, what's his name? Ichiji actually did kind of a number on Fireboy here, on Oven. So it's possible that they might stand a chance if all four of them fight together, but I don't know. I think these guys are outmatched. I think they're all gonna get fucked up. You know what would be interesting? I've been thinking about this. What if they get captured again and Reiju falls in love with Katakuri and then they get married and that creates... And then Big Mom, who is now out of the picture, whether it's... I still think Big Mom's probably dead because I think Kaido is dead and I think they share the same fate. They basically got melted away underground and got blown up in a volcano, etc. If they're not dead, they're definitely like... wounded to the point where I think they're going to be out of the story. They're no longer in the race to become Pirate King. They're no longer threats to the world. And Big Mom's pirate crew is going to have to, like, chart their own course for now on. And maybe that means they'll split up. Maybe that means, like, someone else will take the reins and become the new top dog. Maybe that's Katakuri. Maybe it's somebody else. Like Prospero. My vote's for Prospero. My vote's for Candy Boy. He's my boy. He's my favorite. But he got fucked up by Nekomamushi, so it's unlikely that he's coming back as well. My guess is that he got like his arm cut off, like his good arm, I think. So I think he's probably dead too, or at very least just like out of the story, like wounded beyond being able to recover, unless there's like a cover arc. I would honestly, the only way I'd be okay with Big Mom and Kaido coming back is in a cover arc if they like literally we see them come back and they're both like so wounded that they just go on like a little adventure together to like try to get like medical aid, essentially. And maybe they do their own thing. Maybe they go off and like start a family together. I don't know what happens. But I think Big Mom is about as close to dead. Big Mom and Kaido to me are as close to dead as you can get in One Piece without being like explicitly confirmed, because it's been a week. We haven't seen them at all since they got their asses handed to them. I think it's most likely that they're just like they're either dead or are so wounded by like the battles and then being like cooked in an underground molten lava pool that they are essentially like non-factors anymore. So I'm very curious to see what happens with this conflict here, because I do think Reiju, who knows, man, maybe Reiju and Katakuri will hook up. You know, maybe there'll be a bit of Stockholm syndrome that sets in for these guys, and then maybe maybe in a roundabout way, the Germa Kingdom and the remnants of the Big Mom Pirates will end up joining forces and becoming like their own new crew again, who's like has somewhat of an allyship or like a begrudging allyship with the Straw Hat Pirates. Who knows? Who knows? I could definitely see something like that happening. But anyways, let's continue on. A couple comments here. God of High School has some ups and downs, and the lore in particular can feel overwhelming and confusing, says Sour Lemon. But goddamn, it knows how to do fights, and there are a fuckload of fights. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not like, I like good fights in shonen, but like that's not typically like why I read shonen. Like Bleach, I like Bleach, but Bleach has more fights than a shonen should. Let's just be honest. Like that series is a bit too reliant on fights, if you ask me. But you know, if you, I could always read a couple chapters of God of High School and see if I like it. Kind of like the anime adaptation, but with better pacing and characters. The anime adaptation of God of High School. I'll check it out. One Piece real main character is finally back. Yes, my boy Katakuri finally back to kick ass and take names once again. And let's see how. I'm actually really curious because I think these guys are gonna be outmatched, but who knows, man? It's hard to say because Ichiji got his ass kicked by Katakuri back during the wedding. He was like off screen by him. But he was able to like fucking like shoot like a laser beam through Oven's chest. So these guys, if they all work together, they are pretty formidable. Like we know that they put like Prospero, Oven, Daifuku, and Smoothie all on the back foot. It was only Katakuri who was able to kind of like overpower these guys, really, when they were in their raid suits at the very least. So we'll see what happens. It could like this could end up being an interesting conflict. I'm curious to see where it goes. Oops. Okay. Pedro comes back to save the Germa and blows himself up again for the 5th time. Yes. Let's hope so. All right. Getting into the chapter proper, we got Oda. All right. The Flower Capital. After the festivities. So this is probably like a day or two later, right? The aftermath of Ryokugyu's assault. Hang in there, Raizo. So Raizo got the soul sucked out of him. Basically got the big suck from Green Boy. Which was interesting. Oh my god. And so did Shinobu. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. They look like, fucking husks. That's interesting. Alright, let's see. They're so thin now. So these guys are fucked up, man. What the hell? Yeah, they need blood and liquids and Jesus Christ, man. Holy fuck. These guys look dead, essentially. So they're thin. So they're so thin now. Don't die, Shinobu-san. What terrifying sorcery? What terrifying sorcery is this? All right, so they're back in the Flower Capital. They're back in the Shogun's palace. We may find it hard to admit, but that man had a point. Kaido's presence did keep other threats at bay. He was a tremendous deterrent. So yeah, that is an interesting point, and I'm curious what they'll do with that, because like, even with Momo's blast breath, like Green Bull came back, and if Shanks hadn't been there to like ward him off with his hockey blast that he was doing from like miles away, like they would have gotten fucked, you know? Because even with Momo kind of putting Green Bull on the back foot, like he was still ready to keep going. Like he was like about to get back in there and basically like attack Momo once again. So it's hard to say like what's going to happen from here. Like it feels like they've been building up to Yamato leaving with the Straw Hats and her like he, them, him joining the crew. But it's hard to say, right? Because, like, Yamato is someone who's strong enough to, like, actually do some damage to someone like Green Bull if they were to actually be involved in the fight. But Momo specifically said, I don't want anyone who wants to leave to, like, stay and fight. Because, like, essentially, like, we need to be able to take care of ourselves. And that was really based of Momo. It was a really cool moment for Momo. I'm excited to see what more Momo has to say about this. But for me, it seems like they might be potentially building to the fact that maybe Yamato will stick around and like try to, like Yamato's fruit, I think is this dog fruit model, Okami or something. Like it's basically this ice dog, and it's apparently the guardian deity of Wano. So if Yamato ended up like joining the Straw Hats and leaving with them, not only would it be like a weird like thing for the crew, because like we know enough about Yamato. Like I like Yamato as a character just fine. I don't particularly want her or him to join the crew, but I'd be open to it, I guess. Like, you know, it just depends on how Oda does it. Like, I don't know. For me, it's not my favorite idea. Like, we already had Jinbei recently join, and I don't even know if I like the idea of Jinbei being a Straw Hat yet. We have to kind of see these people like interact with the rest of the gang before I can kind of sign off on it. But yeah, I don't know. Yamato joining feels a little bit like it just doesn't feel like natural. Like even someone like Frankie, who kind of went on an adventure with the crew first. I don't know. I guess maybe that is like just sort of like the bias of knowing the entire crew for so long. That I kind of have in my heart. Like, I'm not against Yamato joining. It wouldn't be the worst inclusion. I do like Yamato for the most part. I wonder what other people have to, like, I know a lot of people don't like Yamato, or at very least don't want them to join, but I'm open to it. But I think it would be more interesting and more like resonant to the character and like their arc, because Yamato wants to be Odin. Like, that's like Yamato idolizes Odin, like aspires to be like Odin. I think it would make a lot of sense, because Odin wanted to be free and like travel around the country, but you could potentially call Odin deciding to leave the country and leaving the country taking responsibility for so many things in the country and then just deciding to like peace out and go on an adventure. Like, it was cool, and I'm sure Odin didn't regret it and like knows a lot now. But you could argue that because Odin left, it allowed for Kaido and other bad actors to move in. It left the country relatively undefended. I think if Yamato wanted to sort of make up for Momo's mistakes, or make up for Odin's mistakes and kind of like be the daimyo, the kind of like responsible person that that Odin never was, or never really got the chance to be. And yeah, Odin took responsibility for his people and tried to like make things right in the end, but because he allowed things to happen in the first place, and this doesn't all fall on Odin's head, this also falls on Sukiyaki for letting like all this shit, like letting basically this regime rise up with Kaido and Orochi just like rise up under his nose. Like, he's the one who really fucked up. But Odin also, like, leaving and being, like, and then only coming back to find, like, way later, like, to find the country was kind of fucked up. Even though he went back to drop off Hiyori and Momo and the gang and realized, like, oh shit, like, things are really bad here. He decided to, like, not even look at the country, not even, check it out at the time, because he didn't want to derail the mission to get to Raftel. Like, it kind of ended up fucking the entire country. And I don't know. I feel like Yamato's fruit being related to the guardian deity makes me feel like it's possible still, even though there's been a lot of teasing of Yamato becoming a new member of the Straw Hat crew. I could also see it going, Oda pulling a switcheroo and doing a Vivi thing with Yamato, where Yamato decides, no, I have a duty to my people, or to the people of Wano. I have to make up for what my father and his people did to this country by serving it, and protecting Momonosuke, like being the guardian deity that Kaido, for this country, that Kaido never was, like being the deterrent, like basically stepping into sort of Kaido's role and being a deterrent that keeps invaders and bad actors out of the country. I think that would be a great role for Yamato. That would make me respect and like Yamato as a character way more. Like, it's not that I don't want Yamato to be free. I think Yamato deserves, after being, basically a slave to his father for so long and a slave to his parentage for so long. I'd be happy to see Yamato leave and get to go explore and see the world just like Odin did. But for me, it would be more cathartic to see Yamato begrudgingly step into the role that Kaido was in that becoming that protective guardian of Wano who kind of fends off invaders and keeps the country safe. To me, that would be base. To me, that would be legitimate. That would make me really I already like Yamato. That would make me legitimately respect Yamato as a character, and to me that would round the circle of Yamato's arc as both a descendant of Kaido, someone who's kind of sort of inheriting some things from Kaido, but also inheriting things from Odin as well, and kind of becoming almost a fusion of the two. That would be really interesting to me. I would like that. Anyway, moving on. Kaido's presence did keep other threats at bay. He was a tremendous deterrent. Forgive me, I should not have been in Kuri when all this happened. Yeah, I was wondering why Kinemon wasn't with the other Scabbards when this was happening. I think it was specifically because the other Scabbards didn't want to bother Kinemon with it. Kinemon has already sacrificed so much, and he was in the Flower Capital hanging out specifically with his wife at the time. And I think it was just the other members of the Akazaya 9, the other members of the Red Scabbards, just didn't want to ruin his moment, ruin his sweet reunion with his lady. So it makes sense why they didn't bring him along. I understand it. Also, I just looked at Shinobu and Raizo again. They look really funny. I feel bad for them, but they look really funny. I can't help but laugh a little bit when I see how fucked up. Just because they're so they're so fat normally. Seeing them this skinny is legitimately pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I was completely oblivious. Don't sweat it. We were able to avoid more casualties thanks to Momonosuke-sama's bravery. And then he purrs. Aw. I fucking love Dogstorm and God damn it. I'm saying it because the anime and the fucking Viz says it. Neko Mamushi and Inu Arashi. I like those guys. They are cute and funny, and they're also capable and cool, and I like them. I'm glad that they, even though I would have preferred to get to see the fights that they had with Jack and Prospero respectively, I'm mad that kind of got shunted. I'm upset that it got skipped because I think that would have been cool to see it. I'm still glad that they were the ones who got to fight them because they deserved, they've been built up a lot as really strong, really cool dudes. It's cool that I'm glad that they got those encounters as opposed to Jinbei. I just wish that we'd seen more of the encounters. I wish they'd gotten more moments to shine, at least half a chapter for their fights as opposed to the couple of panels that we got for them, which was a bit of a bummer. But I'm still glad. These guys are cool. They are the most capable of the 9 Red Scabbards by a country mile. How is Otsuru-san anyway? Well, Okabore town itself was reduced to ashes. Man, that's fucked up. I'm glad that we're seeing the costs of war. That's really coming through in these last few chapters since the raid ended. Seeing that 2 of the Akazaya 9, or 2 of the 9 Red Scabbards were killed, seeing that, or gave up their lives to save their comrades, seeing that 2 of the other ones just got fucked up by an admiral. Like, that also sucks. Seeing that, like, the town that his wife was taking care of and, like, was a part of was destroyed during this battle, or before this battle, because she was hiding their secrets. Like, it's cool to see the cost of the conflict. It makes it feel, like, more earned, more, just more interesting in general. Like, I like to see that. Well, Okabore town itself was reduced to ashes, and Tsuru suffered a nasty burn to the face. Oh, Jesus. Goddamn, I didn't know that. But I am just thankful that she managed to survive. So I guess it got burned down by Hold'em, right? Because Hold'em definitely attacked the village when he heard that they stole all the food. Oh, if it isn't Otsuru-san, I hear Kin-san finally came home. Oh, if it isn't Otsuru-san, I hear Kin-san finally came home. Yes, but he had to return to the capital. Damn. She's going to have a Zuko scar, huh? That's interesting. I wonder if she'd be all broody after that. You hail from the capital yourself. Any plans to move back? Yes, I always want to be by his side. Aw. I love Otsuru's design. She is just so demure, so beautiful. I like that she looks like classic Japanese art. Like, and I even love her little Kozuki head ornament thing that she has to hold her hair in place. She's great. I like Otsuru a lot. But now, even after 20 years, Tsuru is as gorgeous as ever. Aww. I mean, I do feel bad that she had to wait 20 years to get any. I mean, hopefully she was getting some side dick in the past 20 years, or like she had a boyfriend or something. But I mean, I don't know. That kind of sucks for Kinemon, but I just kind of feel bad that she went 20 years waiting for this asshole to come home. That actually does suck. That's some dry ass. That's a fucking dry spell if I ever seen one. Anyway, but wow, even after 20 years, she's so beautiful. Enough already. Even Puppy Love isn't this happy. Aw, I love Kinemon. He's so genuinely, this little heart in his fucking face, just genuinely so happy. Meow, meow, meow. Oh fuck! Whoops! What happened there? Sorry about that, guys. Oh, my mouse is weird. Sometimes it'll there's like a button on the side that if I push, it'll go to a previous page. Okay. All right, moving on. I think it's wonderful, Kin-san. Aw, I love how he's gotten so much support, except for this grumpy ass fucking version over here, Dogstorm. Dogstorm's just jealous because he wanted to hump her leg. That's essentially the difference between these two. Ugh, I wish I were popular. Wait, what? Ugh, I wish I were popular, he says. Yugara, just focus on your recovery, Raizo. So wait, why does Raizo want to be popular all of a sudden? That seems really weird and out of character. He's not fucking, what's his name? Who's the guy who cares about popularity? The guy in Luffy's Grand Fleet. Cavendish. Cavendish is the one who cares about popularity. So I'm not sure why Raizo all of a sudden gives a fuck, but whatever. I will allow it. Duke, boss, you summoned me. What's up? So we got Carrot showing up. God, Lord Almighty, please make it so that Carrot does not join the crew. We really do not need a fucking furry on this crew. It's just not necessary. And Carrot's basically like a non-character anyway. Like she had some good moments in Whole Cake Island. That's all. And we don't need any more. Like, that is enough. Like, she got her ass beat by Prospero. Like, let that be it. Like, that is, you know, if she could potentially, if her and Wanda could have, like, outdone Prospero in their Sulong form, that would have justified her as, like, a capable person. But still, she doesn't have, like, any unique skills or any unique desires outside of, like, wanting to avenge her master, Pedro. We just don't need her. It's crew bloat. We don't need her to join the crew. It is unnecessary. Doji says he's jealous because he doesn't have a girlfriend. Yes. He is a incel, and we don't care about him. Neko Mamushi is way better than him anyway. Okay. So, you're here, Carrot. Yugara will be the next ruler of the wait, what? The Makomo Dukedom? Me, ruler? Sure, no biggie. Wait, what the fuck? Is it because they are members of the Scabbards and they have to stay here to protect Wano? But why would they make Carrot, of all people, ruler of the Makomo Dukedom? Like, make fucking... Like, what about Sicilian? Or... like, Wanda. Anyone would be better than Carrot. Is all I'm saying. Like, it just... That makes no sense at all. Wait, ruler? Yeah, and they're all like, what the fuck? Are you serious? No way, I can't possibly take charge. So yeah, she's saying I can't possibly take charge. The cat and I have decided to stay in Wano. Okay, so I actually do kind of... I mean, did they both need to stay, though? Did they both need to stay in Wano? That feels a little weird. To serve... Okay, so the cat and I have decided to stay in Wano to serve as Kozuki retainers and protect Momonosuke-sama. So, like, I get it in the sense that these guys are really strong. They're essentially, like, the level of, like, Jack. So it makes sense that these guys should stick around to, like, you know, to help out. You know, to be deterrents for forces like the Marines. But, on the other hand, why put her in charge? Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. She is, like, a little fucking kid. I don't understand why they would want... I guess just to... Carrot's like the character from the Mink tribe who's had the most development, besides Pedro would have made all the sense in the world, but I guess I don't understand. I don't understand this decision. She got fucked up by Prospero. Like, come on. I mean, not that getting beat by Prospero is something to be ashamed of. Prospero is based and manly and Chadley and super strong. But you know, the fact that she, like, I don't understand. She's just like a little kid. I don't really get it. Yugura have grown very dependable after your adventures with Luffy and the others. You've definitely got what it takes to lead the next generation. Okay, so that's their reasoning. But I fucking feel bad for these dudes, like Shishilian, man. Shishilian seems like he's the one who deserves it, right? But some of the others are way stronger than me. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Carrot. True enough, Inuarashi's 3 musketeers. That's why you can trust us to protect the country for you. So interesting. So they're making Carrot the leader. This feels like a really stupid decision, but I get it in the sense that Wano is a bigger target than Zou is. But like, let's say someone like Jack came back to Zou to fuck it up. Even if it's not Jack himself. Like, let's say someone else, like an admiral, came to attack. There's a road poneglyph there. There's a road fucking poneglyph there that is basically unprotected at this point. Because these two were like literally like Yonko commander level, like, strong guys. These guys are strong as fuck. One of them should go back. And one of them should stay in Wano. But one of them should be there. It's kind of fucked up that they're leaving... Like, I get that Pluton is here, plus a road poneglyph, so technically there are more valuable, like, things to be protected in Wano, but it just feels weird. There are other strong people in Wano. Like, I get that these two are probably the strongest of the Scabbards, but, like, you still got, you know, Kinemon, who's, like, goddamn strong. You still got Kiku, who's strong. You got fucking, Yakuza Man, you know, the guy with the pompadour. That guy, he's really fucking strong. I don't know. This just feels like a weird choice. Okay, well, whatever. I'll be by your side too, Carrot. The Dukes chose wisely. Did they? I don't think they did. Carrot's a dumbass. Carrot is a little girl. This makes no sense. She's a teenager. Pedro's will lives on more in you than it does in anyone else. Pedro. So I get, like, Pedro would have been a fine choice. Pedro is strong and capable. You know, like, he would have made a lot of sense. Carrot just does not make sense. This decision seems really stupid, if I'm being perfectly honest. But whatever. I guess we'll live with it. Yeah, we leave Zou to Yugara youngsters. Okay. I guess that's fine. Stupid. It's stupid. It's a dumb choice, but whatever. These guys are idiots, so we've learned that in the flashback. These guys are fucking idiots, so I guess it's whatever. You're our grandpa. Yes, Odin. Yes, Odin was my son. Okay, so moving on. Aw, okay. So it looks like Hiyori and Momo are finally meeting their grandpa, who I guess they never met before because they were born on Whitebeard's ship. So that's kind of interesting. Sour Lemon, imagine making a dumbass your king. what the fuck? I'm still like, I just had to move on because I was like, I don't, like I'm so shocked. Like, it might be the stupidest. There's a road poneglyph there. It's like an incredibly, like, I get that it moves, okay, so here's the thing. The one thing that I think is kind of acceptable about this is the fact that Zoe is a super strong, like being that can kind of protect itself. Like, Zunisha is its own deterrent. Like, we saw how Zunisha fucked up Jack. But the thing is, Zunisha was only allowed to fuck up Jack because Momo told Zunisha what to do. So unless Momo is around, there's nothing to do. Like, Zunisha won't be able to fight back. At least that's what we've been led to believe. So yeah, this is weird. This is like a weird choice. I don't really get this. Like, I get that she's inherited Pedro's will and that she's like, you know, she's seen maybe more of the world than a lot of the other minks have at this point because she's actually gone on these adventures. But I don't know, like, this feels like a really weird ending to Carrot's arc. I'm not sure how to feel. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad she's not joining the fucking crew. I appreciate it for that much, but like, wow. This is not what I expected. I mean, I guess as long as it keeps her off the Straw Hats, I'm okay with that. But like, realistically, one of these guys should have stayed here to like fulfill their duty as, or they could have just leave Carrot as like, okay, you know what they should have done? These guys should have gone back to protect the Mokomo Dukedom, or maybe one of them could have stayed. Like, leave like a Dogstorm or something, right? Or maybe leave Cat Viper here, have Dogstorm go back. That would be fine. Like, one or the other could stay. But, like, Carrot could have become, like, the replacement Scabbard. Like, honestly, that would have been fine. Like, Carrot becomes, like, a couple, maybe, like, have, like, a group of minks who stay on Wano to kind of, like, with one of the Dukes to protect Wano, to be, like, a deterrent. That makes sense. Like, that would be fine. Like, that would make all the sense in the world. This is fucking stupid and ridiculous. I don't know. Carrot as the leader and the two Dukes staying here. I mean, I get it that they have a duty to fulfill as vassals of Odin and whatnot, and they want to, you know, like, fulfill that by becoming Momo's vassals. And with the way Wano has been attacked by the Navy, by the admirals, like, it makes sense that you'd need strong guys like this to stay around to protect it. I get that. But Zoe was also attacked as well. Zoe was attacked by, like, Yonko forces and people after the Road Poneglyph. Who knows who else? Buggy might attack it. Shanks might attack it. Blackbeard might attack it. If Blackbeard attacks it and these guys aren't there to, like, help, like, if Blackbeard says, like, Burgess or, like, Doc Q or fucking the flying guy, the what's his name? Oh god, I forget the guy's name. The flying guy, the guy with the wings and the top hat and, like, the cane from Blackbeard's crew. If that guy and his, like, troops go to attack or go to find the Road Poneglyph, Lafitte, thank you Nest, Lafitte, like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Like, is Carrot going to fight Lafitte? No, I don't think so. Carrot will get stepped on by Lafitte, is what's gonna happen. God damn. That just seems like a really stupid decision by these two. Like, one of them should have stayed, one of them should, and, like, maybe even kept, like, some of their forces. Like, imagine if Nekomamushi had stayed on Wano, Dogstorm, or Duke Inuarashi had gone back with his musketeers, because the musketeers are tough. Catboy stays here. Catboy brings his, maybe, like, his night forces to Wano. They now have, like, a huge force that can help defend Wano, and that's, like, that's valuable. Like, it shouldn't be the two strongest guys that are both, like, Yonko Commander, like, level strong guys, basically. Like, they both, like literally Inuarashi beat Jack, Nekomamushi beat Prospero. These guys are strong as fuck. These guys are super strong. Like, they, like, having, like, I get having protection for Wano, but this seems like a step too far, in my opinion. This seems like a bad move, a bad decision. What do you guys think? Yeah, so Sarah says, this is basically just a way to make it so that Oda never has to draw Carrot again. Yeah, Carrot will become, like, a new Vivi, essentially, a new Rebecca, and show up as often as those guys do. Like, she will be here's the thing. Wano is as relevant as, like, it is the post-time skip equivalent of Alabasta, and that Alabasta has kept like being brought back into the story, and like we keep seeing what's going on there. Like we keep seeing Vivi, we keep seeing Cobra, and like clearly, like we just got a couple chapters ago where we know that Cobra was killed, or is no longer in the picture, and Vivi is missing. So it's basically the three most important like places we've been to in the series are Alabasta, because that's where like the location of Pluton was located. It's also the biggest country we've ever been to outside of maybe Wano, especially past Wano, back when it was back when the swamp was drained. But like Wano is a very big country as well, very important. And then like it's Alabasta, because Vivi and the Nefertari family are they are basically celestial dragons who decided to not move to marry Joa. So, like, they're very important. The Fishman Island is very important because they have an ancient weapon in Poseidon. And then Wano is also extremely important because they also have an ancient weapon in Pluton. So, like, those are, like, the three most important, like, places that we've traveled to. Like, these are places that keep and will keep coming back up, especially in this final saga that we're entering now. But, so I get that it's important to, like, bolster Wano's defenses. I think Yamato should also stay behind on Wano and become, like, Momo's right hand and, like, help protect it as well. Like, I talked about this earlier, but, like, I think it would make more sense for Yamato to stay behind and essentially kind of fill Kaido's role as, like, that strong force that helps deter outside invasion. Just as Kaido did, even if Kaido was a bad, vassal ruler, essentially. Like, Yamato could essentially be that, but like a good version of that, like a positive version of that. Like, that kind of works at... And Yamato could even work as, like, a liaison between Wano and the outside world, the same way Kaido did. So, that could actually work. That would be cool. But yeah, like, this just seems really fucking dumb. Like, they are leaving Zoe basically defenseless. And I get that Zoe itself has the ability to protect itself, but that's only if Momo gives it the go-ahead. So, I don't know, maybe Momo, before Carrot heads back to Zoe, will just say, hey, Zoe, like, you don't need my permission anymore. Go hog wild from here on out. Like, just protect yourself. Like, if that happens, I will... This is an acceptable decision. But if it doesn't, if that is not addressed, this is not an acceptable decision. I find this to be an extremely stupid move by these two Duke boys. But we also know that these two Duke boys often are very whimsical and do whatever they feel like. So I'm not that beat up about it. But it is weird. It is fucking weird. And I'm not sure how I feel about... I will say I'm glad Karen is not joining the crew. That is the one thing... That's the one part of this that makes sense. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So Doji says, to be fair, it's not widely known that there's a road poneglyph there, right? That's true. Most people don't know that. In fact, most likely Jack didn't know that either. It seems to be a pretty well-kept secret. They went there to find Raizo, not to find the road poneglyph. So that's a good point. That is a fair point, Doji. Ness said, 1 month of traveling has given Carrot a better resume than the whole of Zoe. I know, right? I mean, honestly, I think Pedro was probably the best choice because, like, he was actually strong and actually, like, had, like, a bounty and, like, actually had seen more of the world as, like, a poneglyph thief, excuse me. But, unfortunately, that man killed himself, so he cannot become the ruler. But he would have been a ruler that made sense. So anyway, moving on to this heartwarming thing we got going on with the Kozuki family. So we got Kozuki Sukiyaki. He's Odin's dad. He's the grandparent of these two younglings right here. Sorry, I am so sorry. I am in your debt. So he is apologizing. You truly are the spitting image of your father, Momonosuke. Grandpa, so they're crying. They had family all this time, and they thought they were alone. So that's cute. I can appreciate that. Ness says, I mean, Shishilian or whatever is right there. Yeah, I mean, Shishilian is pretty tough, and the Minks are they are a tough fighting force. They are impressive. were able to dab on Jack and his numbers and stuff. So they're cool. Like, they have Sulong, they have things that they can use to help them. Everyone there is like capable, even if they're not like super strong. It's just having the Dukes there. The Dukes were literally able to like repel Jack and like basically overpower, like, if not overpower him, at very least repel him. And like when Sulong comes out, they can actually like overpower him. Like, they're stronger than him. So like, yeah, at least when they fight him all at once, and probably one-on-one too, because Inuarashi was able to, you know, fuck him up. So it just seems like a weird choice, but whatever. I'm over it. We can move on. Anyway, after losing our parents, it means a lot to find out that we still have family. Yep, it's understandable. It's understandable. I feel I've been kind of through a similar thing with not exactly the same thing, because I have immediate family, but it's interesting when you find out like you have a larger extended family than you thought. So like, I kind of feel like how emotional that can be, especially for these guys who are basically orphans. And they're, you know, like, they never really got like a childhood, right? Like, Momo had to literally grow up super fast, and obviously she had to become a prostitute at a young age. So they didn't exactly have a great upbringing because of their circumstances. So this is nice. This is a nice moment. Right, please don't apologize. Sukiyaki really should apologize. He's just been laying low this whole time, but I guess that's neither here nor there. It's a little bit, it's not as fucked up for Momo because the Scabbards took him into the future. It's really fucked up for Hiyori, who essentially has been around this whole time and just didn't know that she had family around. Like, that's actually legit fucked that this guy didn't say anything. This, honestly, Sukiyaki's a way bigger fuck up than Odin. Like, I'm not even saying that, like, I don't even mind. Like, I think, like, what could Sukiyaki have done? Well, he could have not let Orochi get the, like, you know, usurp him. He could have not let Orochi slowly poison him to the point where, and then, like, he could have done better job of protecting his country from people like Kaido, and letting Kaido come to power there, and letting Orochi get one over on him by being sneaky. Like, yeah, you fucked up bad, but it's okay. It like, fucking up is not necessarily the mark of a bad character. It's just like, you know, well, you made some mistakes, but if you make up for it, we're good. We're good. Ness says, from Momo's perspective, this whole thing has been a non-stop couple months gauntlet. Yeah, no, Momo's had a rough couple months, that's for sure. But Momo was also born on Whitebeard's ship and sailed with Roger, so Momo's basically just had a non-stop, like, life. He's basically just had, like, absolutely no time to process anything. And he's just had to, like, fucking nut up and shut up like a badass that he is. Which is why Momo's great. Like, he basically just had to, like, he's like, yeah, like, I haven't had much of a childhood. I just kind of had to, you know, grow up and become the guy people needed me to be. So, very interesting. Okay. So I take it the rest of you really did know about me. Wearing a Tengu mask outside of a festival is odd, so we knew you were no ordinary swordsmith. So these guys knew something was up. Forgive me for putting you in that position. So I guess these two suspected that he was, if not Sukiyaki, then someone important, like maybe a former daimyo or something. Forgive me for putting you in that position. We didn't think it was our place to expose you. And even Kiku knew, even though she went to the future. Kinemon's clearly surprised by this news, though. Because Kinemon's an idiot, so he just didn't notice. He didn't pick up on it. He was Sukiyaki-sama all along? My lord, what a shock. Still, I am glad he is well. There may be some things I can shed light on. That's all an old Koger like me is good for anyway. When that's done, I implore you to let me live anonymously among the people in this new era you have ushered in. Absolutely. Just knowing you're alive out there is a great comfort for us. This is unbelievable. Yeah, it is kind of unbelievable, to be honest. Like, it's unbelievable that he fucked up so bad that he let Kaido and Orochi just, like, undermine him. But whatever. It's okay. We'll forgive him. What? Pluton's in this country? So Robin's letting everybody know. And specifically Frankie, because Frankie had a stake in Pluton. Like, he had the blueprints to build Pluton. So, pretty interesting. Robin says, yes, I didn't get the chance to see it myself, but there's no mistaking it. So, you didn't get the chance to see it yourself. What do you mean there's no mistaking it? That doesn't make much sense. I don't understand that. Okay, she just feels it really hard. She just feels it. You know what I'm saying? That's enough for Robin. So it really exists. So she's reporting this not just to Frankie, but to everyone. But Frankie obviously is the one that would care the most because he had his people in his life die protecting those blueprints and also like sacrifice themselves to do so. You know? Okay. So Luffy says, "Didn't you torch the blueprints for that thing, Frankie?" Fuck, I'm glad they're bringing it up. Yeah, Pluton, it's an ancient weapon named after a god. Wait, who's this? Oh, is that Zoro? Okay. You want it, Luffy? So Robin's offering Pluton to Luffy? Okay. He says, "No, I'm good." I thought you'd say that. Still, I can't help but wonder, why would Odin want to unleash it? Sorry, what the fuck? Is this, what's her name? The ninja girl? Who was it again? The girl from earlier in the chapter who was all sucked dry? Shinobu. Yeah, wow. Okay, so she's all hot again because she got sucked. She got the suck. She got the suck from Green Boy, and now she's all a sexy ninja lady once again. Come again? Did you say that mature ladies are alluring ancient weapons? Okay, I like the joke. This is funny. It's funny that the old fat lady gets turned into a hot, sexy young lady. Although it doesn't make sense why she looks young. She should still look like middle-aged because she is middle-aged. But whatever. Shinobu got hot? Goda? Yeah. That is a go-to move. Nah, I mean, I liked Shinobu back when she was a kind of like ugly, like fat lady who like thought she was hot. Like that was a funny gag. But this is, it's funny to kind of have like a twist on the gag. And I like that Sanji is going gaga over it. So that's funny. The hell are you? It's me, Shinobu. I know I'm nothing but skin and bones after that accident. Whoa, that's some glow up. And then we got little, who's this again? Not Okiku, it's, not Otsuru, it's, Otama, right. The Dongo girl. So she wants to become a ninja, so she's going to be trained by not Otsuru, god damn it. Shinobu, thank you. Shinobu, who weirdly isn't considered one of the 9 red scabbards, but probably should be. She was there more than what's his face was, more than fucking Gunboy, Whitebeard crew man. You guys know who I'm talking about. The guy who died, Whitebeard crew man, Kiku's brother. I forget his name. Whatever, that guy. She's been like more relevant to like their story, at least after the whole Whitebeard thing than that guy ever was. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing that I feel bad for her that she's not counted amongst the real homies, but whatever. Not a huge deal. Big bro. I'm gonna be Shinobu's apprentice. Nice. So she's gonna learn some ninjutsu, some dango techniques. Think I can get strong enough to join your crew next time we meet? Oh, okay, so we know that she is not joining the crew. Fuck yeah. That's what I like to hear. You look adorable, Otama. Aw, okay, so Nami obviously likes little orphan children. She thinks they're cute. She relates to them because she was a little orphan girl herself. Very good. And we got creepy swamp boy, who's a rapey swamp boy man. What's this guy's name again? Caribou. Yeah. Now I remember. Sure, if you keep up on your ninjutsu training. She. Okay, so Luffy's being cute. This little girl is being funny. She's making a bit of a funny face when she does her nin move. Obviously, Nami loves that. Nami goes gaga for that. Yay, no way. Pluton's in Wano. Oh god, what the fuck is this guy gonna do? Is he gonna steal Pluton? And have Pluton just like inside of his weird, like, his bottomless body? First Poseidon, now this? There's a certain someone who'd love to hear about this. Wait, certain someone? Who the fuck is this guy talking about? Does this guy work for Buggy? Haha, no. I mean, that would make sense, but I don't think it's true. Alright, hold on. Sour says, Shinobu should have been made King of Zo so Carrot could be a scabbard. Yeah, I agree. That would have made a lot more sense. This is purely a Hackta moment right here. Definitely not what should have gone down for sure. Oda's clearly tripping balls. Sour also said, I just realized Beppo should be Carrot's husband so he can rule Zoe with her. Yes. Beppo is a badass, and he should have became the ruler of Zoe. Honestly, we haven't seen Beppo do anything. Like, he hasn't done enough to, like, warrant him. Like, Carrot is actually a more, like, relevance, like, character, and, like, has proven herself more than Beppo has, which is kind of disappointing, but whatever. I'm not going to get up in arms about Beppo not getting enough screen time. There had to be, Oda had to make decisions as to, like, who was going to get screen time in Wano versus who wasn't. And, he made those decisions, and some people like it, some people won't. I'm mostly okay with it, but there are some specific ones like Drake and Apu, I think definitely, and probably Jack, who should have gotten a little bit more, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, a few days later, so it's been like, a week and a half now? My lord, we have, since the battle, since the end of the raid, my lord, we have finished the restoration plans. For all of the various villages. The necessary funds have also been calculated. Cool, so Momo's actually getting shit done. Shogun-sama? So he's walking away. Who's this girl? Who's this cutie? Shogun. Hey, Zoro, can you teach me some sword? I thought I was just going to end at some sword. Can you teach me some sword, sir? Some sword moves? And everyone is gone. Huh? Luffy, Zoro. So it looks like everyone's about to leave. Onami, Usopp, Sanji, Choppermon. Oh no, they left in the night. Oh, this is going to be so sad for this boy. He's probably gotten so attached to these guys because he's like basically lived with the Straw Hats since Punk Hazard, and that was like what, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago? That was probably like 3 months ago in One Piece world time, even though it's been like several, like 8 years for us. That's been a while. Like, that's still like several months of this 8-year-old boy's life that he has spent with this crew. That's like day after day with them, together with them, like traveling with them. Like, when you spend even like, I've spent like a week with people like at camp, or like when I've stayed with people like over the years, and it's like, or when people have stayed with me, and like, there's definitely a bond that forms when like you kind of like spend 24 hours over like on like a continuous basis with somebody. Like that is special. So, and you can get really close with people really fast. It can feel like you've known them for years. So yeah, that's really interesting. So Sour says, I just realized Beppo. Okay, yeah. Beppo needs to usurp the throne. Beppo probably will. But only after Law finds the secret of the D-Clan and discovers the One Piece and all that good shit. Alright, Sour also says, or they can combine their dumbassness to make the most retarded kingdom in the world. Yeah, Carrot becomes the Duke of the Night and Beppo becomes the Duke of the Day. That's the new thing. They're the new Peace Kages of Zoe. Doji says, Jesus Christ, look at Momo's robe. Why does that pattern look like burning oil? Is that intentional? I didn't notice that. Are you talking about this man who just looks like burning oil in general? Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice that it looked like burning oil. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to there, Doji, but if you have something specific I should look at, let me know. Honestly, Luffy's robe looks a little bit more like burning, swirling oil to me, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so he goes to talk to Zoro, and he's like, Zoro, teach me the blade, master! Sensei, teach me the blade! Unfortunately, these guys look like they've dipped in the night so that they wouldn't cause a commotion. Yamato? Where is everyone? So, okay. Looks like Yamato's joining the crew after all. Oh, God. Alright, whatever. I'll get over it. It's been telegraphed enough. I'm not too distraught by this news. Where is everyone? Ba-bang. Bang, bang. Hiyori, have you seen Luffy and the gang? They all left earlier, right? Everyone came to say farewell this morning. It's lonely without them. Aww. I like Toki, or not Toki, Otoko? Otoko, yeah, she's good. What? But no one said anything to me. Momonosuke-sama, Kinemon, Luffy and the rest have... I like that Momo is such like a huge boy now. Like, he's like bigger than Kinemon. Jesus. I just found out myself. They said their goodbyes to Denjiro and the others. Why leave us out? They're obviously going to do some big deal things. Okay. Tokage Port, Udon. Just pick a different day to leave, Straw Hat, yeah? Our alliance has run its course. As I was expecting, the alliance with Law is over. Law will no longer continue to travel with us. I called this ages ago. I was right. I am a genius at One Piece. I understand it better than you all, which is why everyone watches my streams. No, but I did call that ages ago that Law and Luffy's alliance would be dissolved after defeating Kaido. Big Mom was just kind of like an addition because she showed up here. So yeah, it's not surprising. I was expecting this to be the end of the road for this alliance. That just makes sense. So makes all the sense in the world. Glad to see it. Like, Law, you've been cool. Goodbye. Good riddance. We've had enough of you at this point. Honestly, if Kid wanted to join up for an extra arc, I'd be down for that. He could use a little bit more screen time. Not a ton more, but a little bit more. Because he hasn't had quite as much as Law. So that's the tone where he's calling for Usopp and Sanji. The one where he's calling for Usopp and Sanji. Oh yeah, look at that. There's some little flame pattern on the... I didn't think about it as oil, but I can see what you're saying. Like, there's like kind of like waves, and then above that is fire. Momo has been born to boil as well. Or his clothes were, at the very least. Okay, just pick a different day to leave, Straw Hat, yeah? Our alliance has run its course. We're rivals again. No way. We've already decided to set sail today. Let's at least pick different routes if we are all leaving now. So we got the boys are back in town, back together. The islands are log posts. Locked onto are in 3 different directions: northeast, east, and southeast. Pick one. Obviously, Kid wants to go to the Middle East because he's a crazy motherfucker and he wants to bomb the shit out of that place. Being the fucking oh god, I can't even finish the joke. The Middle East, northeast. Okay, I guess I'm set. So these guys are both going in the same way? What? Oh shit, okay, what does this mean? So are these two traveling together? Kid and Luffy? That'd be cool. I'd actually be down to see Kid and Luffy continue to travel together. The Middle East, northeast. I guess I'm set. Okay, so, interesting. So Calm Belt, southeast, northeast, Middle East. Okay. So there's 3 different islands they could go to. 2 are going to Middle East, 1's going northeast. Interesting. Northeast is the most direct route. What? Did you 2 just randomly pick the middle one? How childish. No, I lost the draw. Sorry, guys. East. Oh, okay. So maybe... Wait a second. So does this mean Luffy's going southeast? So they're actually following... So this is actually interesting, because this is the first time that these guys... At least that Luffy has been... And Luffy and the Straw Hats have been following the log posts in a long time. Like, they haven't actually followed the log posts since, like... What? Since, literally since the beginning of the New World. Like, ever since they got... Because Punk Hazard did not have, like, a magnetic... charge to it. They just happened to surface from Fishman Island right in front of Punk Hazard. And then from there, from Punk Hazard, they went to Dressrosa, which Law had I think either an eternal post or he had I think they had an eternal post for Dressrosa. And then they went to Zoe after that, and they had what's it called for that? They had oh god, what the fuck was it? A Vivre card to get to Zoe. I think Beppo's Vivre card got them to Zoe, and then obviously they used what's his name to get to Whole Cake Island. They used Pcoms. Pcoms is the one who helped them navigate to Whole Cake Island, and then from there they used Kinemon's Vivre card to get to Wano. So this is like the first time they've actually used the log post since Fishman Island, which is kind of crazy. That's actually insane. But I'm here for it. I'm curious to see what is the next island going to be. Like, I have no fucking clue. I have no idea. But it looks like the Straw Hats are going southeast while the other guys are going northeast and middle east. Okay. So Doji says, the log posts have never been relevant in the New World. It's sad. Honestly, I'm not even sad about it. Like, I get why people might be, but like, I don't know. Like, I think we've kind of gotten to go to some really interesting islands. But it's crazy that this is like where because essentially we've been sort of in the same, like, I know that the writers of One Piece see the Punk Hazard and Dressrosa section of the story as separate from like the Wano and like the, like kind of like the Kaido, like build up to Wano, build up to like the Samurai arc. But in a lot of ways, like, we've kind of been on the same trajectory since Punk Hazard. And in Punk Hazard, that's where we met Law. That's where we met Kinemon and Momonosuke. And we finally, we've we've done that arc. We've completed this story of these guys going on this journey, like from Punk Hazard to Wano, and, you know, basically, you know, taking on Kaido's like whole organization and like Big Mom's as well, because they both were like enlisting Caesar and to some extent Doflamingo as well. So this is fucking cool. Like, we're actually going to be charting like new territory through the New World, and it's interesting. It's really exciting. It's exciting to know that we're going to be like kind of going out into like open waters again and like going on like sort of a real adventure for not that we haven't been on an adventure, but it's been like kind of an adventure with a previously charted course to it, or like, you know, all leading up to like a specific like conflict, which we just had in this arc, right? This is cool though. This is like, now we are really in the unknown. We really don't know what's coming next. It's fucking neat. It's really cool that we're like finally getting into you know, uncharted territory is what I would say. That's what being a pirate's all about, you know, going out into the unknown. Okay, so did you shoot just ran? Okay, so no, I lost the draw. Sorry, guys. So Usopp doesn't give a fuck. Who cares? They're all dangerous. Get over here and help us load the cargo, Luffy. I love these boys. These guys they're so good. This is like the best like rivalry. I'm so glad we got to see the culmination of this rivalry in this arc. So good. And who knows? Maybe they'll show up again. I'm the Emperor. I should be the best at drawing lots. And obviously, Kid's like, what was that? You cocky emperors are an eyesore, but the one that pisses me off the most is this guy. Buggy. Buggy the bombastic... What the fuck? Buggy the bombastic clown with Mihawk and Crocodile under him? Okay, what the fuck, dude? A lot of people were feeling... What in the world? Cross Guild. Buggy the bombastic clown with Dracula Mihawk and Sir Crocodile as his vassals, as his right and left hand man. That is fucking wild. Okay, so no wonder this guy's become an emperor. He has these guys under his domain. What the fuck, dude? Crocodile and Hawkeye? They're working under Buggy? I can't imagine Hawkeye doing that, says Zoro. Sorry, this is just... Oh my god. You cocky emperors are an eyesore, but the one that pisses me off the most is this guy. I was sure he was going to say Luffy, but that's hilarious that he has a bit... Because you'd think it'd be Shanks. Shanks was the one who cut his arm off. But no, the biggest bone he has to pick is with Buggy. Because he's just like, what the fuck? This just came out of nowhere. Buggy the bombastic clown. God damn it. They're working under Buggy? I can't imagine Hawkeye doing that. If he's capable of commanding men like this, then he's definitely a worthy new emperor. Trust me, he's just a moron. Yeah. What the heck happened? Yeah, I'm really curious as to actually what happened there. I've honestly, like, the only theory I have is, like, maybe Buggy just, like, you know, DM'd them. I was like, hey, yo, want to team up? and the world government just saw it as Buggy, like, getting more people under his crew, even though they probably didn't see it that way. This is great. This is hilarious. I'm really glad to see this. whatever it was, it seems this cross guild of his is issuing bounties on Marines. Oh shit. That's actually awesome. Now those Navy dogs have to watch their backs. The hunters have become the hunted. Okay, that's actually based as fuck. Buggy's doing some base shit here. Okay, so do we have names for these guys that there are rewards for, or maybe not? I don't know. That's so interesting. So I guess that's why, because Crocodile and Mihawk were originally bounty hunters, I think. Like, we know that Crocodile and his Baroque Works agency was originally like a group, like it was like an organization of bounty hunters. And that's why they asked Zoro to join their ranks. But yeah, Dracula Mihawk also, like he would essentially, like he was essentially like, not necessarily a headhunter, but he would go after, you know, basically like people, like he was essentially under the only Shishibukai who would actually do their job. Besides like Moria. Moria and Dracula would essentially go after, and I guess Crocodile to some degree, those were the three that would actually like go after like pirates that were coming to the Grand Line and would try to fuck them up. And basically like, you know, terrorize pirates who were trying to terrorize the population. So that's pretty cool. Then he's definitely a worthy new emperor. Trust me, he's just a moron. What the heck happened? Whatever it was, he seems this cross guild of his is issuing bounties on Marines. So he started an organization that's actually putting bounties on Marines. Sounds like the world really changed while we were in this isolated country. Everyone's done whining about their routes, right? Everyone's done whining about their routes, right? Once we leave Wano, it's every man for himself. I don't want to hear any excuses. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, kid. Tapats. So someone drops a paper on the ground. What the hell is this, Trafalgar? It's a copy of the Lode Poneglyph. You earned it too. So everyone gets a copy. Everyone gets a copy of the Lode Poneglyph. You earned it too. It wouldn't be sporting to keep it from you. So Kaido did have one. And I like that he gave it to Killer as opposed to Kid, because Killer's the brains of the group, obviously. It's like the one we forced that Big Mom commander to hand over, huh? Oh, interesting. So they actually got Big Mom's poneglyph as well. Fa. If we want to stay ahead on this, so I wonder if that's why. So that must have been why Snack was demoted, because they got him to hand over. They got him to hand over the fucking road poneglyph print. That's interesting. But they don't have anyone to read it, so, like, Luffy is still a step ahead of both of these guys. Fa. If we want to stay ahead of the scramble for the One Piece, we ought to get serious about that guy. About that guy. You want to go after the man marked by flames? The phrasing here is unique and can imply a burn or scar shaped like fire. Interesting. So I wonder if this man marked by flames, is it Sabo? Or is it someone else? But we got no leads. Marked by flames, what are you talking about? Okay, so it seems like these two know. Or at very least, like, this guy knows. It sounds like it's probably Sabo. Or maybe someone else, I don't know. But maybe it's someone else who can read the poneglyphs. Because it sounds like that's what they would need. It would need someone else who could read the poneglyphs. And the only people we know who might be able to read them are like maybe Hiyori, maybe Momo if he reads Odin's journal. Sukiyaki can read the poneglyphs, because he's, you know, Odin's dad. Robin, potentially at some point, what's her name? Oh god, Pudding. Pudding has her third eye, once it awakens or whatever, will have the power to read the poneglyphs. At least that's the legend of the Third Eye clan. And then, as far as we know, that's it. Those are the people who know. So, like, a bunch of people on Wano know how to read the poneglyphs, and I'm kind of surprised that Kid and Killer and Law would all leave without, like, trying to take, like, someone hostage to basically read it for them. It's interesting that they'd just be okay with that, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Marked by Flames, what are you talking about? So, but Marked by Flames could also just be Sabo. Who knows? We just don't know yet. So we got Law, who seems to know about this flame thing. Robin, who has a question mark, so maybe she doesn't know. You don't know? I guess we're a step ahead of you. Ha ha ha. Come on, spill it already. Flower Capital. Are you gone too, Yamato? Not yet, Momonosuke. Not yet, Momonosuke-kun? Huh? Are you on the roof like usual? Yeah, I've made up my mind. I'm about to head over to Luffy and the gang. It's finally time for me to live like Odin did. Heroic and free is the final note. Chapter 1056 end. God damn, brother. God damn. Whew, what a fucking chapter, my god. Pretty cool. Who is the man marked by flames? Is that Sabo or somebody else? Because it seems like Sabo. Unique and can apply a burn or scar shaped like fire. It might be someone else, though. Maybe it's someone who can read the poneglyphs. Because Killer says it, if we want to stay ahead in the scramble for the One Piece, we ought to get serious about that guy. So it seems like they're trying to recruit someone to join their cause, and it seems like Law might have heard of this person as well. But who knows? It could be just Sabo. It could be somebody else. But goddamn, dude, this chapter feels like really jam-packed with information, and like Buggy having both Crocodile and Dracula Mihawk under his command is hilarious. That basically marks that either means that Dracula Mihawk is gonna. That means that Buggy might end up being one of the endgame villains because obviously Luffy and Dracula are on a collision course, or it means that Buggy is gonna get his crew and his shit, and they're gonna get the entire crew of Buggy and the Cross Guild are gonna get their shit pushed in by Blackbeard and maybe someone like I don't know, fucking the guy who smokes a cigar on Blackbeard's crew. The what's that guy's name? The swordsman from Blackbeard's crew. Shiryu. Maybe Shiryu would get the chance to beat Dracula, and then and maybe since Dracula was Zoro's sensei, maybe Zoro will then have to take revenge for his fallen master. I actually think that's probably more likely. Like, I know a lot of people are like still like holding out hope that Mihawk and Zoro will have their long-awaited fight, but guys, let's be real here. Like, dramatically speaking, ever since Mihawk agreed to train Zoro, it became very, like, we just know that Mihawk is, like, a good, honorable dude. And even if, like, he maybe doesn't align with Zoro in certain ways, like, now that we know he's a part of a part of Buggy's crew, I don't see Buggy becoming, like, one of the main, like, the final antagonist of the series. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't mean that Dracula and Zoro won't still potentially have a fight, but I think it's pretty unlikely. I think it's more likely that Dracula gets beaten by someone else, either someone related to the world government, so like Eam, or potentially like one of the Gorosei or something, another swordsman, or he gets beaten by Shiryu, which I think is the most likely outcome. And then Zoro has to, avenge his fallen master, and it becomes something similar to what happened with his long lost love. What's her name? His little girlfriend who. The girl who inspired him to become the greatest swordsman in the world, the one who fell down the stairs, Kuina. Like, Zoro has this running theme of like not getting to defeat the people that he like wants to defeat in order to become the best. So I think like another like kind of disappointment, like losing out on another kind of like beating, proving that he's better than the guy he's wanted to prove that he's better than for a while, and instead having to fight someone else, I think would make sense dramatically and narratively. I know a lot of people disagree, but a lot of people are also dumb. So we'll leave it at that for now. That's my prediction for what happens between Zoro and Hawkeye. And who knows? I could be very wrong about that, but frankly, if people who just think we're going to get a Zoro Mihawk fight at the end, I think they're fooling themselves. Ever since Mihawk agreed to train Zoro, I think that became very, very unlikely. Just being honest with you guys. But we'll see what happens. Overall, really good chapter, really exciting, a lot of good stuff. It's exciting to see that we're about to leave Wano. It looks like maybe we got one or two more chapters with Yamato potentially joining the crew. It's looking pretty likely, like he will at this point. And I'm open to it being okay. I prefer Yamato to stick around and stay with Momo and protect the island with Momo, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not sure. Like, the fact that Yamato is not at the port yet makes me think that maybe we're going to get a twist in the next chapter, and maybe Yamato will decide to stay behind. But, if Yamato decides to join, I will not begrudge him that. He deserves freedom after the years of tyranny under Kaido. I cannot blame him for wanting to to get the fuck out of Dodge. I feel like I've been in Wano too long, and we've only been in the arc for like what, a couple years, 3-4 years. Yamato's been there their whole fucking life, and they're in their late 20s, so I understand wanting to get the fuck out of Dodge. So I cannot begrudge them that. I'm very interested to find out more about this guy, the man marked by flames. I don't see that being Sabo, but it's definitely got to be, like, I'm curious to see who that refers to. Like, I love this stuff with the supernova. These guys are cool. I want to see more of what's going on with Buggy, man. The fact that he's putting bounties on Marines' heads is crazy. Like, that's kind of cool, giving them a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Kind of putting, like, the bounty hunters against the Marines, pitting them against each other is a neat idea. Buggy's just the best, man. Buggy is, like, the best thing that's ever happened in One Piece. Just him kind of rising through the ranks of the world and finding ways to kind of, like, use strong people to his advantage is so funny and so hilarious. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I got some other stuff to do today. But thank you again for joining me on this adventure on the high seas. I think we have 1 or 2 more chapters of Wano, and then we'll revisit the idea of whether I should switch from a weekly, kind of every chapter stream to like an every other chapter stream, doing 2 at once, or potentially like a monthly stream, like a roundup of like sort of like all of the chapters that came out that week. Because I want to start doing more gaming streams as well. There's a bunch of games coming out pretty soon that I want to play. But for me, it's kind of hard right now for me to make time for more than 1 stream a week. So I'm just thinking about ways I can kind of budget my time a little bit better. So I'll follow up with you guys about that. You know, we'll see what the reaction is to that proposition. But thank you guys again for joining me on this epic One Piece adventure. And I'll see you on the high seas, my friends. Stay frosty.